So namaste and hello to all my dear students. My name is Miss Priyanka Dongre and I'm Assistant Professor at Priyadarshini College of Engineering, Nagpur in Information Technology branch, and currently I'm pursuing my PhD in Computer Science and Engineering in the field of blockchain and IoT. So today I am here to deliver a very basic and fundamental lecture in the field of information technology, say computer technology, even say computer science and engineering, or maybe computer engineering. That is very basic and fundamental for the students who are related to these fields. And the topic for today's lecture is SDLC, and the full form of SDLC is Software Development Life Cycle. So today we are going to discuss everything about SDLC, commonly known as Software Development Life Cycle. So as I said, the name SDLC, so S stands for software, D stands for development, L stands for life, and C stands for cycle. So when we combine it together, it is said that Software Development Life Cycle. So without wasting any time, let's begin. So software development lifecycle consists of various phases that we need to understand and discuss in detail. But before we dig into the topic, I want you all to understand the major difference between a concept which is called as a customer and a service provider. So my dear students, I really want you all to understand the difference between that. What do you mean by a customer and what do you mean by a service provider? Now basically, a customer can be an individual, he can be a group of people, he can be, a group of organization or an individual organization who asks for a service. Now, what do you mean by a service? A service is nothing but the software that needs to be developed. So basically, the customer will put forward all his desires, requirements, and wishes that how a software should look like, how a software should work like, and etc. Whereas a service provider again can be an individual or maybe probably a group of people or organization or a group of organization that provides you with the service. Service, again software. So basically a customer will always ask for what a software should look like and ask for the development of the software, whereas the service provider will provide the customer with the software the way the customer wants the software to be. So this is a very important concept that you need to understand when you want to really try and understand the software development life cycle. That is the concept of customer and the concept of service provider. Now let's move on to our topic for today, that is SDLC. The very first phase of software development life cycle is planning. Now what do you mean by planning? Planning here is not only about talking everything about the software, but actually trying to understand that what things are to be added in a software, what things which the customer desires to be added in the software, are they practically possible to implement or not, and even if they're not practically possible to implement, what are its replacement. So planning will consist of taking all the requirements from the client, his desires, his wishes, all his planning about the software, and the service provider will take all these requirements from the customer and try and analyze them and try and understand that what has to be actually meant to be done, how the software should look like, how the software has to be implemented, how the software really want to be developed according to the desires, wishes and needs of a client. So basically planning is the very fundamental and initial phase of your software development lifecycle, where the requirements from the client is being taken by the service provider, and then the service provider try to understand the requirements of the client and then to finalize, okay, these are the requirements I really need to implement in the software development. All the requirement, the problem statement, the requirements in terms of the software working, the requirement in terms of how the software should look like, everything is noted down and taken into consideration for the next phase to be implemented. Now moving on to the second phase of SDLC, that is defining and analysis. Defining and analysis is a phase where a rigorous analysis process is being carried out for the various requirements of the software development. Now this is the phase where actual negotiation happens between the customer and the service provider in terms of cost for developing a software. When the negotiation finalizes, then there you define a cost for the development of the software and the deployment of the software from the service provider to the client. Now this is the phase where actual software requirement specification comes into picture. Now basically this software requirement specification is nothing but a written document, a written document that tells you everything about the requirement of the software to be developed along with the costs that have been finalized, and then that software requirement specification, which is commonly in industry known as SRS, is presented to the client and to be told to the client everything about the requirement and the planning process of the software to be developed. Now moving on to the next phase of the software development life cycle. So we have already discussed planning and defining an analysis. So moving on to the third one, everyone. So third one is the designing. Now designing phase is the phase where actual design of the model takes place. Now when I say model, don't get confused. It is nothing but your software. Designing is a very important you can say phase where actual designing process is being carried out of how the software will look like. So when I say software, it's not only about the graphical user interface, but it's way beyond that. Because when we say designing, it's very important to understand, to define modules, to define their connectivities, to also see how the transaction is happening, how the data is communicating with each other, how are we fetching the data, how are we storing the data, and etc. Now moving on to the next phase of SDLC, that is coding and implementation. Now this is the phase where actual implementation of the software takes place. After receiving the data from the planning phase, then moving on to the next phase, which was your analysis and defining, and then from the designing phase, all these serves as an input for the coding and implementation phase to take place. Now basically, in implementation and coding phase is a phase where the actual coding process comes into picture and actual implementation of the software begins. And now moving on to the next phase, everyone. So let's quickly revise the previous four that we've discussed. The very first phase that we've discussed was planning. The second one was defining and analysis. The third one was designing. And now a couple of seconds before we have discussed about coding and implementation. Now moving on to the next phase to continue with, which is known as testing. Now what happens in testing? Once the code has been implemented and once you know that you have come up with the actual software to look like, the next phase is the testing. Testing is the phase to test every module's working individually and then you integrate it together combinedly to form the entire model, also called as the software. Now see, there are different types of testing techniques that comes into picture, but we won't be discussing it here in detail. But what we need to understand is that whatever the software have been developed till now, as we talk about planning, analysis, designing and your implementation part, we need to understand that everything is working well individually and also when the entire modules are combined together to call it as a model or a software. So by using different testing techniques, this is the phase where actual testing process comes into picture and the process is done rigorously to understand whether the software is working well in terms of data storing, data fetching, in terms of UI working, in terms of complexity, in terms of your time and space, etc. Now testing is the very important phase as to try and analyze and understand and do a self-assessment whether the software that has been developed with all the consideration of these phases is done correctly or not. Now moving on to the next phase, which is the deployment and the maintenance phase. Now this is the actual phase where the customer keeps on waiting for the software to come back to him. Now deployment is a phase where the service provider will actually deploy the software to the client once the testing has been done correctly. And when the software is deployed to the client will go through the software and will suggest his suggestion or probably whatever the improvements that are needed for the software to be done. Because the software has been developed by the service provider for the first time to the client, I mean to say. So the client actually wants to test at his own level because the testing at the service provider's level has been already done and it has been checklisted, and then only after that it has been deployed to the client because they feel now the software is very well prepared for the client to be used. But now when the client is actually using the software, there are some different perceptions from the client side as well. So the client will try and use the software. He might provide the software to his people, to the user that he's targeting on, and then those people will come up with some suggestion or probably some feedback that needs to be actually covered up in the deployment process once the deployment of the software is done. So a period of probably say 2 to 3 months is being provided by the service provider to the client to just go through the software, use the software, and then tell us your feedback and your suggestion that how are you feeling when you're using the software. and then those changes that might be suggested or probably not even be suggested by the user, depends upon user to user and their requirements and desires and wishes, is then told to the service provider. The service provider then noted down all those factors which are required for the improvement, improve those, and then again provide the software to the customer. And then comes the phase which is called as maintenance. Again, a very important phase. See, once the software is being developed to the client, it is not that the work of the service provider is stopped then and there itself. This is the phase where actual working of the customer, actual working of the service provider starts or begins. Because maintenance is a phase where actual updates to the software has to be given. So whenever you're using a software, a very regular updates has to be given to the software with a period of probably, monthly or yearly, depends upon the requirement of the client. So maintenance is the actual phase where the updates are happening, where you're providing the update to the software, where you are not making to look the software the same it is that it was developed as it was developed, but you are actually providing certain updates that is making your software to look much better the next time. So this is the phase where actual updations are taking place in the maintenance phase. And this is the entire life cycle of software development. So my dear students, to sum up the topic, we have seen various phases of software development life cycle. We began with planning. The second phase that we have discussed was defining and analysis. The third one was designing of the software. The next one was coding and implementation, followed by testing. And the last one was deployment and maintenance. One thing to add here, never forget about maintenance, because updates are the key and important factor for your software development. I hope you enjoyed this lecture and I hope you understood the topic well. Thank you so much for attending, everyone. Thanks a lot.